Hello and welcome to day 5, and this is the final day on YouTube. We've still got that Zoom session on Monday, so if you haven't already, then don't forget to still go ahead and register for that. So we've looked at the multicam setups on day 1 on Monday, then screen sharing and bringing in presentations on day 2. Day 3 was interview mode and bringing other people into your presentations and your productions. And then yesterday we looked at using the virtual cam and virtual mic to take that into platforms like Zoom and Teams and whatever. So the one remaining thing to do is actually going live. And that is what we're going to be talking about today, looking at specifically the new feature that was added into Ecamm Live 4.0, which is this new multi-streaming feature. And that is basically obviously allowing you to stream to multiple different platforms at the same time. So we'll start off with a bit of an introduction and where you may or may not want to use this and some things that you might want to consider. I'm also going to talk about some of the limitations of it as well, because there are some use cases where you may still want to use some other third-party multi-streaming platform like Restream or one of the other StreamYard or whatever. So I'll talk about that a little bit as well. Then we'll talk about the bandwidth requirements. I noticed there was a question that just came in about bandwidth, so we'll be certainly covering off all of that as well. Then we'll look at how to schedule your streams to multiple platforms using the updated stream scheduler that was in Ecamm 4.0. And then we'll look at some of the in-stream controls, so when you are actually live streaming, what you're going to see on screen and so on. And then finally, I thought it'd be useful to cover some of the new Stream Deck actions that were added in 4.0 as well, and specifically the ones that relate to live streaming, because in actual fact, all of the new ones I think pretty much do. So that is going to be the plan. That's what we're looking at today. As always, if you've got a question, then type it in with a Q colon. I always filter out the questions so that I'm just seeing those so that I don't get distracted by all the stuff flying up. I always go back and read the comments afterwards, though, so do keep those coming. Thanks a lot for all of those. I've been back and read at the end of the stream every other day, and thanks for all of the nice words that you've all been leaving there on the whole. So thanks a lot for that. Okie dokie, let's crack on then, and we will start off with just a bit of an introduction to multi-streaming. There's not much to explain really. I think you all probably know it is this thing of streaming to multiple platforms at the same time. At the moment, we are just streaming now to YouTube, but you could equally add in multiple other platforms and be streaming to those. Now, there is maybe a thought process that people might go through where they think, well, the broader I throw my net, the more chance I have of reaching a bigger audience, basically. And so why not just stream to all of the places? There is a bit of an issue, though, with streaming to multiple platforms if you're not sort of doing it consciously, which is that at the moment, we're all here on YouTube. I can see that there are however many people there are in the chat right now, all watching, and you're all here in this one place together, watching this together. Whereas if you start adding in other platforms, then you can be in a situation where there's a really active chat over on one side, but then over in the other platform, there's maybe just one or two hanging out there, and they're not really getting the same sort of experience. So you are kind of splitting your audience in that respect. I know some people do live streams where they stream to multiple platforms, but are constantly giving like a call to action to get people to move over to the priority one that they actually want them to be on. So that is a little bit of a tactic there. But yeah, it can be a little bit of a thing to be aware of, to basically not stream to all of the places just because we can. Like I, for example, on my Live Streamer Backstage podcast, so that's a podcast where I interview fellow live streamers about how they're using live streaming as a tool in their business. And because it's got a business slant to it, I basically stream that to LinkedIn, but also we spend a good quarter of the time talking about gear and what things they're using in their live streaming studio. So I also do stream that to Amazon as well. But part of my thought process there, though, was that I haven't actually got a huge audience on either Amazon or LinkedIn, so I wasn't really bothered about suddenly, splitting an audience down the middle or something like that. And I don't actually stream that podcast live to YouTube, which is where most of my audience is. I actually put the recording onto YouTube at a later date because I felt like for the live, it was actually a better fit for LinkedIn and Amazon. So that was kind of like my little thought process that I went through there. Whether I'm right or wrong, we'll see. But that was my thought process. But generally, I only stream to one platform. But I know there are lots of use cases for multi-streaming, but I just thought I'd put that out there. So then if we talk about the current limitations, first of all, there is a limit on the number of platforms you can stream to, and that is 10 at the moment in Ecamm. With other platforms, you can stream to more than that, but with Ecamm, it is 10. There is also a very big difference between streaming from Ecamm versus streaming to something like Restream. So in the past, before 4.0, we would have just streamed into Restream, and then it is then dealing with the distribution to all of those other different platforms. What's happening in Ecamm is you are actually streaming directly multiple streams out from your computer. And what that means is you have got certain bandwidth requirements, because you've got to stream, if you're streaming to 10 places, you're going to be having the bandwidth of 10 going up, and we'll sort of touch on that a little bit later as well. But there's also the resolution of the streams as well. So one of the things that is in the download, or the thing that is in today's download, I should say, is this little guide which tells you the resolution of, or the maximum resolution you can have on the different platforms. So if you haven't already, then go ahead and hit the little download button there, or the register button, to go and get this download. I say register button, there isn't. You've got to go to a URL and type it. Sorry, but there'll be a link somewhere in the chat. And what this contains, though, is this information here. So it's the maximum stream size. Now, one of the things with Ecamm is you set your stream size of your production just once, and then it's going to stream to all of the platforms. But you have to make sure that you're going out at basically the lowest common denominator of these. So in the case that I was talking about, where I stream my podcast to Amazon and LinkedIn, you can see that Amazon down here is 720p maximum. I don't know why they've got that limit, but that's the limit they've got. And then on LinkedIn, we've got 1080p. But what that means is that I've got to stream and record at 720, because it's got to be the maximum that's allowable by the lowest common denominator. So if I was to be using the multi-stream built in Ecamm for that particular case, then I would end up with a 720p recording. And so I want to have a higher resolution recording for that, so that I can repurpose it. So I'm actually using Restream to do that part of it. Most people, I guess, aren't actually going to be multi-streaming to Amazon, because it's one of the less popular ones, I guess, amongst most live streamers, and you wouldn't necessarily be multi-streaming. So for most people, you're not going to have this issue, but it's just something to be aware of, that you are basically having to set your stream size to the lowest one. So that's why I just wanted to make that clear, because this is one of the reasons why you might want to use one of these other services. The other reason why you want to use something else is, for example, Restream Pairs is an option you've got, whereby if you've got a guest coming on your show or something, and you want to allow them to stream whatever you're streaming to their platform as well, so your channel and their channel, then Restream Pairs allows you to just basically send them a link, and then it'll automatically go to their channel as well. Whereas to do that here, what we'd have to do is, you wouldn't want to be getting credentials from other people for their accounts and so on. But the main big one where you might run into issues is this thing that I was talking about with bandwidth, because you are streaming out multiple different streams to these platforms, as opposed to just sending one out and then some other person doing it on their server, or some other service, I should say, doing it on their server. So in terms of the bandwidth, then there is a way that we can now check that, and it's all built into Ecamm. So if you come over into your settings, then in your Ecamm preferences, if you look in the stream section, you'll see down at the bottom, it says required speed for, and then you can change this to however many different things you want. I'm just noticing it's not showing up on the overlay, but here's a little drop down, so I can change that to 2, 3, or 4, or whatever I want to change it to, up to 10. And as I change that, what you'll notice is this number down here is changing as well. And what will also influence this is the stream size. So at the moment, I've got this set to basically HD, 1080p, and also the frame rate as well. So those are things that are going to affect it, and I guess the stream shape to an extent as well. But the frame rate and stream size are going to have an impact, as is the high quality video mode, on the required upload speed. So if I just come back to this, I'll set it to 1 again. So these are the settings: stream size 1080p, frame rate 30 frames per second, required speed for one destination is 5.9, and then if I put 2, it's basically going to be multiples of that, all the way up to 10. 59.2. So that's telling you how many megabits per second upload speed you need. Now, one thing to be cautious of when you are being quoted internet speeds by your internet service providers is generally they're going to be talking about download speed anyway. They'll often just quote one. Nowadays, more and more they're quoting upload and download, but often in the past it would have been like 20 meg broadband or whatever it was, and that figure was always the download speed. Typically the upload speed is lower, so that's just something to be cautious of, but in actual fact we have got this speed test built right into Ecamm now. So you'll see here it says speed test, and in my case it's 92.7 at the time of testing. There is a button here that says test again. It's grayed out once you are live, so that's why it's not showing up right now, but I could click that and then it would just do another test. Now, that is only actually available, so this thing will only show up, this part here, the speed test. I believe it's Monterey or later. It might be Ventura, but I think it's Monterey or later has this feature built in. So if you're on an older OS, then that won't necessarily show up. But what will show up is this: the speed required, and then you can just go and check that if you don't have this one showing up for you. But you will notice as well, because it's got my speed here, then it does show me a little check mark here to show that it has got sufficient to do that. So that is it in terms of the bandwidth required. So let me just come back to my main scene for a second. The bandwidth requirements, we've done that. So next, after this, what I'm going to do is basically talk about the sort of availability of this feature, because there was, I think, some thoughts that this may be a pro-only feature when it was talked about that it was going to be introduced, but it is actually available for whatever plan you're on. And also, we talked on day one about some things only working on Apple Silicon Macs. Well, in actual fact, the streaming, multi-streaming works for both plans, standard and pro, and also for Intel and Apple, because it's not so much about the encoding, the processor. It's, as we've just talked about, it's about the bandwidth. So just to be clear that this is something that's available to all Ecamm users, regardless of the computer you're on, to a certain extent. Maybe a Series 2 Apple might not work. So yeah, that is just something to be aware of, that this is something that's available to everyone. The next thing we want to look at then is how to actually go about scheduling these streams. So if I come over to this laptop over here, this is the Ecamm interface. Obviously, we saw that they've added this new little toggle here for you to switch between stream and record. And this is a new feature in Ecamm 4. And previously, all of the stream destinations, I'm sure you all probably know this by now, but all of the stream destinations used to set with a little text sort of box and button down at the bottom. Whereas now, when we turn on the stream here, so if I set this to live stream, then we've got the interface update slightly. And what it tells you is if you've got any upcoming streams, they will actually appear down here. So the next upcoming stream will appear down here. Incidentally, I have scheduled a live stream on my channel, Keynote 101. I had a lot of people asking me about Keynote and questions, that came out of that particular session we did on day 3. So that's what I'll be doing on my channel next week. So Keynote 101 is going to be the next stream that I do on my channel. But what you also have here, though, is this upcoming. And if you click on this, what that will do is bring up a list of all of them. So I've only got one scheduled in advance. But if you did have multiple different things scheduled, maybe on different platforms or whatever, they would appear in there. So you can just go and click on whichever one you want there. But if you want to schedule a new stream, you can do it from in here, not just having to go to the sort of platform itself. And so if I click on new, this is going to bring up this little window. And the way that this works is you can see here, just add. You're going to add the destinations, and you'll see that there is just a list of all the different destinations connected. So if I go through here and say add in, let's just add in quite a few. I'll add in YouTube. And what you'll notice as well is as I am adding in destinations, there's some extra little bits of information appearing down here that are maybe specific to the platform. So this one, for example, is, and it says here, additional platform options. So you can select the latency for YouTube. That, by the way, is the sort of delay between, you broadcasting and the people on the other side actually seeing it. That's why there's often this delay between, comments and stuff like that. You can change that, so you can have either normal, low, or ultra low, but there is latency there for a reason. It gives it time to buffer and things like that. So some people say they want to get that immediate feedback from their chat, so they'll put it to ultra low, but you're more likely to run into issues doing that with bandwidth issues and stuff like that. So I just always leave mine on low. So whoops-a-daisy, I've just taken that out. I didn't mean to do that. So then you can just add in other different things. So I could add in my LinkedIn, for example. I'll just add in a couple more. Twitter. Not that I would recommend streaming, as I say, to everything all at once, but that's up to you. And Facebook, there we go. There's just 4. So you can see how now we've got these other things in where there are different options for those platforms. You're going to add in a title here. You'll add in your description here. Just bear in mind about description limits as well. So on LinkedIn, for example, there is a lower description limit. I believe it's 5,000 characters. I'll have to check that and drop it in somewhere because can't just remember. But I know the description limit for LinkedIn is certainly lower than it is for YouTube. In fact, I think it's lower than that because YouTube is 5,000. Anyway, so there's where you're going to put your description. You can select things here. So, the privacy and that kind of thing for Facebook. Same for the visibility in YouTube, whether it's public, unlisted, or private. And various other things. You can set it to go live now. So if you have it set to go live now, literally, if I was to just hit that little button there, it would immediately go live. So I'm not going to do that for obvious reasons. And then if I come over here and select schedule start time, then this is going to be more of a sort of scheduled event. And in that case, as you can see, it's then opened up this little thumbnail picker here. So you're going to put in the date. So there's a little date picker, choose the date and time and everything like that. And then you can drag and drop a thumbnail on there. And what you will also notice is just down at the bottom, it says required speed 21.4. I think I'm reading that right, 21.4. And that's because it's calculating that based on the stream size that's been set and the fact that you have got 4 different locations. If I was to drop one of those off, as you'll see, that's now updated to 16 point something. Or 15 point something, I can't quite see. There we go. So that's how you do it. And then if you just click on schedule, then that would just complete. It would schedule out to all of those different platforms. And then you would then see it in your upcoming streams. So it's a convenient way to schedule it all from in the one place. Now, if you happen to schedule things separately on the different platforms, it will recognize that you've got these streams on multiple platforms and it will sort of group them together. So if you've got the same stream starting at the same time on multiple platforms, then it will sort of recognize that as well. So let me just come back to the questions, or come to the questions to start with, as I haven't done just yet. Let's see where we're up to with that. I think I've answered that first one about the download upload speed, and Monday Zoom session. Just register with the link in the chat. Can I stream to 2 different Instagram accounts? You can. So one thing that I haven't talked about then is a very good question. Is if I just come back over to there. Let me come to this one. I'll take that to question down. From there, my little remove question button isn't working on my Stream Deck. I'll have to do it the old way and click on it. There we go. So here, if I go to new, then you can always add a new destination. So there's a button there to add it, but you can also get to this from the settings as well. So if I go into the settings, Ecamm settings, you'll see at the top here, we looked in stream. That's where we selected the thing there. This computer, by the way, is actually an older computer, this one that I'm doing this particular demo on. And you can see here, it says Ecamm speed test requires Mac OS 12. So I answered the question that I wasn't sure about earlier. That's what it requires, Mac OS 12 to get the speed test. But you can see that it still does have the 16.1 megabits per second. It tells you what the speed requirement is. But I digress. What I was meaning to tell you was in here, destinations. This is where you're going to set all of your different destinations. And you can just click on here add new destination, and then you'll just choose whichever one you want to add. Obviously, it's got all of the big ones directly in here, so Facebook, YouTube, Amazon, Instagram, and all that kind of stuff. But also any others you can add by using the RTMP key. So if you're using some other platform that isn't listed here, you'll always be able to get the RTMP key, which is going to have like your like URL and then some custom stream key, so you can always add that in there. Have still obviously got these other multi-streaming platforms, so Restream, for example, and Switchboard and OneStream are still there, so you can still connect it to those. So it might be that you don't have the full bandwidth, required to stream to everywhere, but you could still stream some of them, multi-streaming, and also stream to Restream. You might want to handle all of the, your own channels through Ecamm. But then if you want to use that Restream pairs function, you could just add that in as an additional destination, and then it's going to go and handle all of that stuff. The reason why you would do that, you might think, well, if I'm using Restream for Restream pairs, why would I bother then setting everything up in here as well? I think the comments look cleaner when they come directly into Ecamm, because the little icons that you'll get will show, the person who's commenting and then their platform, whereas you get this thing with Restream where when we are bringing comments through Restream, it always is prefaced with, Restream or whatever. Excuse me. So that's why you might want to do that. But you still do have that option. But that is how you add those additional platforms in. Next question about the horizontal and vertical. There is a way. Doc did a demo of this. I haven't done it actually, because I've just not been streaming in. Well, I've not been doing this at all. Not streaming in vertically. Never mind two at once. There is a way to do that though, and Doc has definitely got a demo of that somewhere. So yeah, streaming and guests. The more guests means the less there is less bandwidth for the stream upload. Let me just read that again. My brain is slowing down on me. Streaming and guests. The more guests means there is less bandwidth for the stream upload. Oh, I see what you mean. So if you've got interview mode and you've got multiple guests on, then technically that's kind of like incoming traffic, and this is outgoing. But yeah, it's all traffic, isn't it? So it's it could potentially have an impact on that. But technically, the streaming is outbound, and all of your guests is inbound. Although I'll take that back, because you're obviously always streaming the return to them as well. So yeah. Scheduling with Restream, Ecamm snagged my scheduled lives to Facebook and YouTube, so I had to remove those accounts from Ecamm so it would ignore them and just go just to Restream. I see it's auto-corrected there to the restroom, but I think you mean Restream. Is there a workaround for this? Ecamm snagged my scheduled lives. Oh, I see what you're saying. So if you've got one that you want to go through Restream, and then it's picking up the actual ones that you've scheduled through Restream as well. I'm not sure about that. I can see what you're saying. I'm not sure if there is a workaround for that. I'll have to give that a thought and get back to you. So the processor is not a huge amount. It's not like encoding, where like when we've talked about the isolated videos, that's literally doing like a load of heavy lifting on the processor to actually encode those videos. Whereas multi-streaming is kind of streaming out. So the encoding is already done, but it's just going out then. It's more of a bandwidth thing. And that comes back to this question, or the point that I made about it's not really reliant on the processor. It's more about your bandwidth. Incidentally, one thing that's popped into my head several times is if we've got isolated video and there's the capability to do multiple encoding, then potentially at some point in the future, there could be the potential for, multiple encoding to then stream at the maximum resolution on, all the platforms and not having that limitation. I don't know that's going to happen. I'm just saying that, theoretically it's something that could happen. And as the Macs get more and more powerful in any way, then the encoding thing is going to become less and less of an issue. Is there any update on Instagram Live integration without using RTMP? It's all being rolled out at the moment. And what you need to do is go and check on your desktop. And what you'll see is if you log into Instagram on your desktop, look at the little create button on the left-hand side, click on that, and the typical Instagram, the old school, would just have a thing for you to upload an image, but they are rolling out the ability to stream from a desktop. And what would happen is, if that's been enabled for you, then you'll see that there is a little thing that says something like go live or something. I forget exactly what it is. But then you can click on there, you get your RTMP details, your code or whatever, and then you would go through the process in here, in Ecamm, of just coming in, adding in your Instagram. So you'd click on this one, and then it's going to ask for your stream key and things like that. So yeah, Instagram are actively rolling this out. So it's something that previously has been against terms of service. There are a few services that technically you can do it with, but they're a breach of terms of service. But yeah, Instagram are now rolling that out. Just keep checking back. It's kind of a matter of time. Any news on Vimeo being a platform? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. You're right. You've prefaced it with the right sentence there. Probably more of an Ecamm than Alec. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Is anyone currently streaming on a LinkedIn business page? I stream to my personal page, but I've been trying to get LinkedIn to approve me. Actually, I'm not sure. I stream to my personal page. I've just never tried streaming to my business page. So I'm not sure about that one, Don. When, why, how do you connect Restream to Ecamm Live? So that would be the thing that I've just brought up. So the same thing there. You would come in here if you want to connect Restream, click on Add New Destination, click on Restream, and then it's going to take you through to the Restream to go and log in, where it'll ask for your email, password. You'll log into Restream that way, and then it will connect it like that. You can't schedule to Restream from within in Ecamm. But you can you can recognize the streams that you've got in Restream, if that makes sense. So obviously the whole point of Restream is you're then going in and selecting platforms to stream to from there. So you would log into Restream, you would set up all your stream there, but it would then show up in that list that I showed you with down here. So if I'd got something scheduled in Restream, it would also show up in here. And in fact, that was the point that Rich was making, that the ones that Restream was scheduled to were also showing up in there. So I'm not too sure about that. I've just answered that one inadvertently, Rich. So yeah, you don't schedule to Restream from that. Can Ecamm Live stream to the new Spotify? It's not sort of built in, but anything where you've got an RTMP key, I would imagine that that there would be some sort of RTMP key to be able to stream into that. Either that, or there is services like, I'm thinking, what's it called? Riverside FM, which is the sort of another podcasting platform. And that is all done in a browser. And in fact, so Riverside, basically, it's quite interesting as a concept for podcasting, where you join in the browser, your podcast guests join in their browser, and then it sort of does a local recording on both sides, and it sends you as the host the recording. So in that case, that one, you just use the virtual cam and virtual mic into your browser. And that might be similar with Spotify video podcasting. I don't know this because I've never used it, but if it's either browser-based, you can use virtual cam and virtual mic, or if it is RTMP-based, then you would be able to use that. So yeah, that is where we are with that. So then let's have a little look then at the sort of on-screen in-stream controls that you have. And what I will do is, I can't actually do a great demo of this because I'm streaming to just one platform at the moment, but you'll be able to see what it looks like if I just zoom into my screen just for a second. Here we go. There we go. So this is what I'm looking at right now, obviously. Now, if I was multi-streaming, up here at the top, you see where it says the number of viewers. You can see the number of likes as well. So you'll see that if I click on there, it's now showing me that I'm streaming, and it's showing me the view count, the number of likes, and also you can see the little YouTube icon there as the platform that I'm streaming to. If there was multiple platforms that I was streaming to, you would see all of those. So you would see, rather than just see the total number of viewers, which you see up at the top, you would actually see the number on a platform by platform basis. So that's a nice little breakdown that you get. Same with the thumbs up. By the way, 66 people watching, 13 people thumbs up. Come on, let's get that sorted out. But here you can see the streaming, and one thing that's good about this is it will tell you if one of them is down. You might have one platform that is down. You've also got here this little button to copy the URL. So if you are live streaming and you want to send the URL to a particular platform out, you can just click on there, either view in Safari if you want to actually watch, bring it up to just see what's going on the how it's looking in the browser. Copy video URL as well. So if you want to copy the URL, I mentioned earlier about, sometimes people will be streaming to multiple platforms, but they're trying to get everyone over to the YouTube side or whatever it is. So you could come in here and just come and copy the video URL for YouTube and then paste that in the chat for everyone else to hop over to your platform of choice. But then you've also got things here to go to the different YouTube Studio and YouTube Control Room as well. And you'd have similar things for, Facebook and LinkedIn or whatever. What you can also do, though, here is you can end stream. I'm going to move my mouse quickly away from that so I don't inadvertently hit it. But when you've got multiple platforms, though, you can actually end the stream on a platform-by-platform basis. So, again, this thing of getting people onto one particular platform, you might want to start a stream somewhere, or in multiple places, I should say, and then say, right, we're ending the stream now on Facebook or wherever, and then it's going to continue on the other platforms. So you can actually do those one by one in that respect. So that's another nice little feature there. Let me come back out of this for a second. Move this over here. Beg your pardon, I've got to just organize my screen a little bit. And so that's about as simple as it gets, really, in terms of the controls. There's not a huge amount more to say about them once you are on, but it's just those few little differences. But it does give you a lot more sort of clarity of, as I say, sort of where people are and all that kind of thing. So next we will take a little look at the Stream Deck actions, because, as I say, there were a couple of new ones added in there. If you've got any questions about anything, do let me know. And that goes for anything that we've covered in the previous days. I'll see if I can come back to those. I'm realizing that they've made this all so simple. We're getting through this at quite a pace, actually. So let me come to my Stream Deck, though, and show you. So a couple of things that you might want to consider using in your specifically for live streaming is a couple of new features that were added in. One that I'll just point out here. So you do have a view count. This is in the Ecamm. Where has it gone now? Just down here. Ecamm, I've got to say, I've got one of the best plugins. I mention this every time because whenever I download anyone else's plugin, like Keynote, YouTube, all of these other ones, I'm always a little bit disappointed by how few actions there are. And then you look at the Ecamm one, and it's just stacked full of buttons. So where are we now? So there is a viewers count here. So that's that one. Show the view count. You just drag that on, obviously. And then you've also got in a couple of other useful ones here. So first of all, add marker. And what that does is it basically creates a timestamp. And so that's really useful if you are live streaming and you want to put chapter markers into your live stream after the fact. Then in the way that works in YouTube is in YouTube Studio, in with your description, you then just put a little block of text which has the time in sort of minutes and seconds. So starting with 00:00 or 0.00, and then you just put in all of the different times when you want those different sections to appear, and then in YouTube, that's what puts those little sort of stamps along the timeline for people to be able to just jump between sections. It's really good for usability. It's also really good for helping for people to search. You've probably searched for something before in Google, and it's given you a result which is a video, and actually picked out the exact section of the video that you want to look at, and that's because of well-structured timestamps. So the way that this works, though, is if you just leave that as it is, so you've just dragged the action on there, and it says add marker. What that's going to do is when you hit that button, it's going to create a timestamp. And the way that this works is that at the end of the recording, when you've got your video file and any other ISO videos or whatever, you'll see that there's also a text file in there, which is going to have just times for whenever you press this button. It's also useful if you are just doing a live stream and there's some little nugget of information that you think, oh, I just want to clip that out and make a short out of it, or repurpose it, whatever. You could use this to just put a marker so that you know where to go back to find it after the recording's finished. But what you can also do though in here is you can actually put the marker text. So you might want to create different sections for your video. So section 1, section 2, section 3, and so on. And you could literally just duplicate this. So I'm going to just copy that, right click, paste, and then call this one section 2. Very imaginative. Obviously, you would call them something different, but you get the idea. You could even change the text here to 1, 2, and 3, or whatever. I'm putting the wrong numbers in the wrong ones, but you get the idea. So then what you're doing is, as you're going through your live stream, you can just press these marker buttons, and then at the end of it, you're going to have a nicely time-stamped file that you can then use and put in with your upload. The other thing that was added into this one as well was the 4.0 was this option here to post comment, because there was always the ability to add the last comment onto screen. So I can hit that and it will bring up the last comment, the most recent in the list comment. And then there's this one to hide the comment. So if you want to, if I put a comment on screen and then I add this one to hide comment like that, and then I just press the button, it's going to take the comment down. Well, what they added in was this one, post comment. And what that means is if you've got, say, ad spots or something like that you're doing, or you've got links to your website, whatever it happens to be, that you want to post those in the chat of your live stream, you can actually write those out in advance down here. So if I type in hi everyone here like that, and then I press that button, that's basically going to drop that into the chat. And so you can use that to great effect though if you have got, let's say, different sections maybe, and you want to combine the bookmarks or the chapter markers with a comment. The way that you can do that is if you click on here and create a multi-action. Now what we could do is, let's say you're going to post a comment, and the comment might be, check out my blog or something like that, whatever it is you're talking about. And then you could also add in a marker. So if I come to here and add a marker, and then you can type this as, whatever the section is, blog section. I don't know why we would be talking about blogs on a live stream, but you get the idea. The first thing that came into my head. So there we've got this multi-action that's going to do two things. It's going to put a marker in your timestamps, in your timestamp file. It's also going to be posting something in the chat, so a link to whatever it is you happen to be talking about. If you have got your Ecamm set up where you've got a specific sequence of scenes, like you basically laid it out like a storyboard, then you might also want to add into here the change scene. So run scene, and you put in whichever scene you're going to go to next. And then what you could have then is in your Stream Deck, you may well have just a series of buttons all along the bottom that are, going from the first section, second section, third section. And as you're going through, you're just pressing one to the next. It's automatically posting comments. It's automatically putting your timestamps and switching scenes. So yeah, it's a great way to do that and have it all sort of structured. When I'm doing when I'm using Ecamm with Stream Deck, I tend to sort of think where the scenes are. So you'll see that I've got all of these different things for, that's my main scene. I've got these ones sharing different areas of my desktop. This is sharing my second computer that I was using to bring in another little demo of Ecamm on another computer. These are different camera angles and phone cam. This is my little on-screen telestration for writing on the screen. So I tend to just always know the scene that I want to go to and flick back and forth. But there is another school of thought, which is that you basically, as I say, create an entire run of show where you might have, your main scene with you sort of full screen. Then you have another scene, which is maybe a screen share. And then you have another scene, which is essentially just the duplicate of the first one. And that means that then you can just go to like next scene, next scene, next scene. And that's where this would really come in handy is, having it go to those specific scenes and being able to create a run of show using multi-actions. So that's that. Let me have a look at the questions a second. Can you make label markers ahead of time? Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing there. You can create these ahead of time. Excuse me, and then they'll just post. So you could see what I was doing in here. I've added a marker in, and then I can just type in whatever I want to type in here, and then that's then done for for as long as it stays there as a button. So in actual fact, on my channel, I've got some of these that just are always on my Stream Deck. When I want to talk about whatever it happens to be, a course or whatever I'm happen to have a little section to promote, then I'll just have that as a button that stays all the way on there. Next is let me have a look at the next question. Would post comment include post to Zoom chat? No, it doesn't actually, because it's going to post to the platform that you're streaming to. Whereas with Zoom, what we're doing is we're actually using the virtual camera to go into Zoom. So it wouldn't do that into Zoom for that reason, Stephen. Let me just check the the Zoom plugin as well that there is for, it's not actually native Zoom plugin in any case, but yeah, there isn't an easy way to do that sort of built in natively to Stream Deck. But there are ways to do it. We can have a chat about that after, but certainly not sort of built in here. How relevant is this to the software Stream Deck? I'm not sure what that's related to. Let me have a look. I'm not sure what that is related to. The icons, I always create all of my icons myself, actually. So they're not the built-in ones. I've created them myself. I do have icon packs available on my website, so takeonetech.io. I've got my Ecamm icons. I've got some for Zoom and things like that as well. So I do create those all myself. I mentioned before about I'll be doing a Keynote 101 on my channel next week. And actually, all of my icons I created in Keynote. I can use, I've got, Adobe Suite. I could have used Illustrator or anything like that. I actually find Keynote is really great for just making these icons so quickly. You could also use Canva as well, because basically all they are is just a little square image. And so in the slide size in Keynote, I've created a slide which is a square, 1,000 pixels by 1,000. And then just using all of their built-in sort of easy shapes and graphics, I like to keep the shapes simple. So that's basically what is going on there. If I switch over to this, that's what all of those are. So these are just some of my icons. I've got, as I say, a huge number of those for Ecamm and for other things that are specific to my needs, really, but they are available, yeah, certainly on my website. So let me just get rid of this comment. I can't believe it, but the last few days we've gone to 90 minutes, but here we've got more or less to the end because they've made it so easy to actually get all of this. So do Stream Deck updates wipe out all previous Stream Deck settings? No, they don't, but it is definitely a good idea to always do a backup. And whilst we are talking, and I've got a little bit of time, I will just explain how to do that. So if you come into your Stream Deck, then before you do any update, let me just move that off the screen a second. Before you do any update, if you open up your Stream Deck settings up here, and then come into devices, beg your pardon, come into profiles, you'll see you've got a list of all of your profiles here. Then this little down arrow at the bottom, click on that one. For some reason, it's not just showing up in there, but in there you'll find a thing basically that says export. It's not showing up for you, but it says export for backup, and the same way you can import them there as well. You can also, for any one of them, you can right click on it. It's funny that's showing up. Any one of them you can right click, and you can also export it there. So if you want to export one by one, you can do that. And funnily enough, the backup all is also appearing in there now as well. So create backup and restore from backup. So anytime you do an update, definitely do that just in case. I've never had an issue with a backup, with an update causing any issue there. But yeah, it's just something to be conscious of, and make sure you do back them up after you've got everything set up. Set an alarm every month as part of your monthly task reminders to do a backup. One other thing I'll just mention: there has been an update to Stream Deck software just recently, but there was also a more major update when Stream Deck Plus came out. And one of the things that they did was previously there was a section of actions that was just called Stream Deck. And it had all of the Stream Deck stuff in. Well, now there is still one called Stream Deck here, but a lot of people have asked me, where's everything gone? Because it all seems to have, there doesn't seem to be as many in there as there was. Well, now they've split it out into Stream Deck, but then they've also got navigation and multi-action. So these 3 different groupings replace the original one. The Stream Deck Plus and the Stream Deck XL, which one for which use? I use Stream Deck XL primarily because it's got more buttons and I'd like to have that many buttons to work with. But what I use the Stream Deck Plus for is, I mentioned yesterday, the dials you can use for adjusting levels in Ecamm, so that's great. You can also use them for like showing and hiding, showing overlays, like having it sort of rotate through different overlays in a folder. That's something you can do with it as well. But what I actually do is I use these buttons here, these 8 buttons on the Stream Deck Plus. I use those to switch to different profiles that I'm using on the Stream Deck XL. So I've got one here for Take One Tech. I've got one for when I'm working in Keynote, one for in Zoom and all that kind of stuff. So I use this one basically to choose what is on the other Stream Deck. And you can do that by, if you come into Stream Deck, I'll just show you that as well. I don't mean to digress into just this becoming a Stream Deck thing rather than multi-streaming. Let me just come back to this. So if I just delete some of these out of the way, you're hopefully familiar with profiles. So you've got different profiles that you can create here. Well, there's also a button in the navigation, which is Switch Profile. So here you can choose to switch to a different profile, but just notice that you can choose the device as well. So if you've got multiple different devices, you can basically switch to the profile on one device from another device. So it's the same with my Stream Deck pedal. I've got a profile on Stream Deck XL that I use for switching my pedal profiles. So there is that. I think I've got all of those. So Bianca, one other question is Canva able to add the stream of the video like Keynote? I'm not sure about that. You would have to ask somebody else. I don't actually use Canva myself, so I'm not sure. I think it can do something with live video, but I've not used it enough to know. Any conflicts between the Stream Deck Plus and the Rodecaster with respect to sound levels? That is going to be, the answer is kind of no, but yes. So the Rodecaster is taking everything out of Ecamm down one channel. So that's going to be basically the combined feed of your interview guests, your movies, any sound effects and things like that. But you've got no control in the Rodecaster over the relative level of those. So we talked in the interview one about how when you bring in your guests in, they might be at different levels. You might want to adjust the relative volume of each of them. Well, you wouldn't be able to do that in the Rodecaster because it's just taking the feed out from whatever you've got in Ecamm. Whereas it is actually a great pairing to have the Rodecaster that everything's coming into, but you're controlling the sort of sub-levels of all of your Ecamm relative things using the Stream Deck Plus. So it doesn't conflict with it. It actually is a very good pairing, is what I would say to that. Okie dokie. So it's been a bit of a quick one today, actually. So there is a challenge for you once again, as there always is. And that challenge is, of course, that you need to have a little go of this, obviously. Put this into practice. So try scheduling a stream to multiple platforms. Go and use the scheduler to try and actually add in multiple platforms and get that all squared away and have a go of that. And then, try the streaming. You can always do this in sort of private, obviously, so that it's not going just sort of public if you want to just give it a go. I know that, some people, if they've never actually streamed before, it can be a bit daunting to sort of go live for the first time. But you can always do it private and just sort of try it out. Or, of course, you can always, look at doing it into the Ecamm group as well. If you want to have a practice at doing this and you're doing it for practice and want feedback, then that's kind of what it's for in that respect. So, short and sweet. Short and sweet. Unless anyone's got any other questions about multi-streaming, what can I say? They've made it too easy to actually do it. But it is an important part, and it's, as I say, one of these new headline features of Ecamm 4. So it needed to be covered. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It should be the easiest of all the challenges this week, I think. So also don't forget that we have got the Zoom session that is coming up on Monday. That is going to be obviously on Zoom. It's a private link, so you will need to go and register using the ecamm.tv/advanced. Register there, and then you'll get the Zoom link. It's going to be 11 o'clock a.m. same time as all of these sessions have been this week, except it will be in Zoom. I've allowed 2 hours for it, but personally, if anyone's got any issues or anything that need to run over, I'm perfectly happy to do that. So yeah, and the point is, come with questions. I haven't got a sort of fixed agenda. Anything that you need recapping, anything that wasn't clear, anything that you'd like to have demonstrated or whatever, then yeah, just feel free to come along with your questions, and we'll do our best to answer them. Thanks so much, everyone, for coming to all of these sessions, and thanks for being here today. Hope you've found the whole series useful. I'll see you, hopefully, all on Monday in Zoom. And by the way, if you register and you can't make the session, there will be a replay of that available as well. So I will be recording it. Okie dokie, have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. I'll see you soon.